Some 8 months after the first meeting of the House of Representatives, the 10 thematic parliamentary committees are all set to receive their heads later today. The positions had remained vacant due to a lack of consensus among the parties, while there has been some 11th hour twist to the tale with the entry of Rashtriya Prajatantra Party to head the Infrastructure Committee. As of latest development, RPP has entered the coalition's power-sharing deal in a bid to save Koshi provincial government. Good morning, I'm Chitrakar, and these are the headlines of the hour. 9 chairpersons of the 10 thematic committees of the parliament to be elected unopposed. Voting to be held for the leadership of Industry Committee. Automated system to schedule hearings at the Supreme Court from today. The newly appointed Chief Justice pledges to complete the appointment of justices. Libya suspends Foreign Minister Najla Mangoush after Israel said its Foreign Minister Eli Cohen had met the Libyan counterpart. And 10-man Liverpool scored a dramatic 2-1 victory against Newcastle United at St. James's Park. Manchester City also win the identical scoreline. The District Government Attorney Office filed a forgery case at the Kathmandu District Court yesterday against 290 individuals for their alleged involvement in the infamous Lalita Niwas land scam in Balwatar. Even as the CIB team of Nepal Police had recommended the government to file a case under organized crime, alongside fraud, the case was only filed under forgery. The CIB had reopened the Lalita Niwas land scam on 27th of June, 2 months ago, after arresting the owner of the Bhatpatini supermarket chain, Min Bahadur Gurung. In the 2 months since then, CIB has arrested 23 more individuals. All these individuals were investigated under organized crime, as the district court had allowed 60 days of judicial custody to probe the case. However, despite the CIB recommendation to file a case under organized crime, the government attorney has only moved the case of forgery against the defendants. The scenario is now such that the defendants may get a bail or a maximum of 1 year sentence. It has been estimated that some 143 ropanis of Lalita Niwas land was seized by land mafias in the 4 phases since 1992. The government attorney, which 3 years ago had alleged of not being willing to move ahead with case, has now been charged of attempting to make the case feeble under political pressure. The meeting of the 10 thematic committees is being held today to elect a chairperson to head each of these committees. 9 committees are poised to elect their chairperson unopposed, with just a single candidacy as per power share deal reached among the parties as per their bench strength. Voting will only be held for Industry Committee, as Rashtriya Swatantra Party has also fielded its candidacy. Nepali Congress candidate Ramhari Khatiwada has been elected unopposed to chair the State Affairs and Good Governance Committee. Arju Deuba has been elected unopposed for the Agriculture Committee and Santosh Talise for the Finance Committee. Likewise, main opposition CPN-UML's Rishikesh Pokhrel is elected unopposed for the Public Accounts Committee and Kiran Shah for the Women and Children Committee. CPN Mao Centre's Bimala Subedi will lead the Law, Justice and Human Rights Committee. Meanwhile, the party has given its share of the Infrastructure Development Committee to Rashtriya Prajatantra Party, as its candidate Deepak Bahadur Singh will head the committee. Jata Samajwadi Party's Raj Kishore Yadav will lead the International Relations and Tourism Committee. CPN Unified Socialists Bhanu Bhakta Joshi will lead the Education Committee. Janamat Party has made Abdul Khan its candidate for the Industry Committee, which will see a voting, as a Rashtriya Swatantra Party has also fielded Ganesh Parajuli as its candidate for the chairperson post of the Industry Committee. The Parliamentary Secretariat has informed that the meetings of the respective thematic committees has been scheduled for 3 p.m. today. The Parliamentary Secretariat has also said that the election of the chairpersons of the joint committees, which are in the share of Nepali Congress and CPN-UML, would be held in a few days. In the joint committees, Nepali Congress will lead the Parliamentary Hearing Committee, while CPN-UML will lead the State Direction Principal Committee. Distribution of power among political parties, which was evident while forming the government, has now been seen at the parliament as well. CPN Mao Center has given its share of the Infrastructure Development Committee of the House of Representatives to Rashtriya Prajatantra Party and extended support to its candidate Deepak Bahadur Singh to lead the committee. CPN Mao Center handed the chairperson post for the committee to RPP in a political gamble to receive support for making Uddhav Thapa the Chief Minister of Koshi Province and end the political turmoil in the province. CPN Mao Center has said that Rashtriya Prajatantra Party would extend its support to the ruling alliance in the province now that it has received the party's help to lead one of the thematic committees under the House of Representatives. Even as CPN Mao Center has informed that an unofficial agreement has been made with RPP, leaders of RPP have claimed that a written agreement has not yet been reached. Chairperson of Rashtriya Prajatantra Party, Rajendra Lingden, is currently in Dubai. It has been informed that RPP leaders, including Bikram Pandey, reached the agreement of power distribution with CPN Mao Center in the absence of RPP Chair Lingden. Chief Justice Bishwambar Prasad Shrestha has announced of implementing automated system to schedule hearings at the Supreme Court from today. During a program organized in Capital yesterday, Chief Justice Shrestha said that the automated system will be implemented at the Apex Court as a trial. Shrestha said that the system will also be implemented in Kathmandu District Court and other courts that receive higher number of cases. Chief Justice Shrestha pledged to intensify the process of appointment of justices and judges at various courts and strengthen general public's reliability on the judiciary by appointing eligible justices. He attributed the delay in the appointments to the lack of sufficient number of judges. Shrestha was appointed the Chief Justice on the 21st of August. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Brought to you by.
Here's the question: what should be done to improve the export of Nepali products? Your options are A, increase manufacturing, B, prioritize quality, and C, improve policy. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Teachers in Kanchanpur have staged protest by closing all the community and private schools in the district indefinitely from today. The teachers have become agitated following last week's incident where the accountant of Siddhanath Secondary School in Bhimdatta municipality, Birendra Joshi, was beaten. The Teachers Federation has halted classes in all community and private schools in the district from today. The Federation has demanded investigation on the incident, action against police personnel who had detained Joshi from the school premises, and that the government must bear expenses for treatment. A group of students and parents had attacked Joshi inside the school premises following allegation of sexual harassment to a student of grade 10 by Joshi, who is being treated in Thangadi for his injuries. Spokesperson of the District Police Administration, Kanchanpur, Prakash Dangi, said that 7 individuals have been arrested based on the complaint filed by Joshi's family and that investigation is underway. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces what should be done to make health insurance effective. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
गाउँ-गाउँमा चेतनामूलक कार्यक्रम गर्न पर्छ।
बिमामा सूचीकृत भएका औषधिहरू सहज रूपमा हस्पिटलले व्यवस्थापन गर्नुपर्छ।
पश्चार नै कमी भएको जस्तो मैले महसुस गरेको छु।
स्वास्थ्य बीमाबाट औषधिको राम्रो सुविधा भएको छैन। त्यो चाहिँ औषधि राम्रो व्यवस्था गरेपछि राम्रो हुन्छ।
बिमा भनेकै उसको नगद पैसा हो, उसले पैसा तिरेरै सेवा सुविधा लिन लागेको भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ बुझिदिनु पर्छ।
हामी दुर्गमको मान्छे अनि स्वास्थ्य बीमा भनेको थाहै छैन।
ठुलठुलो रोगको पनि उपचार पाइदिएदेखि अझ प्रभावकारी हुन्थ्यो।
पिछडिएको क्षेत्र छ, त्यो क्षेत्रमा गएर यसका स्वास्थ्य बीमाका फाइदाहरूको बारेमा यसो जनचेतना जगाउन पाइयो भने पक्कै पनि यो प्रभावकारी हुनेछ।
कुनै पनि डकुमेन्ट बोकेर जाँदाखेरि उसको स्वास्थ्य बीमा कार्डसँग त्यो हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ कम्प्युटरमा ठ्याक्क देखियो भने सहज हुन्छ।
स्वास्थ्य बीमा गरिसकेपछि सबै सरकारी हस्पिटलहरूबाट बिरामीहरूले उपचार पाउनु पर्यो।
Time now for international update. At least 23 people were killed in an armed clash between Yemen's government forces and Houthi rebels in the country's southern province of Laj yesterday. Sources of Houthi fighters launched a surprise attack on the government troops in Laj's Yafe region, sparking fierce fighting that killed 15 Houthis, 8 pro-government soldiers, and injured at least 10 more. So far, the Houthi group has not responded to the clash. The latest attack has tested the recent UN-backed efforts to defuse tensions between the Houthi militants and Yemen's internationally recognized government. Yemen has been embroiled in a devastating civil war since 2014. The Yemeni government and Houthi rebels have engaged in several rounds of negotiations facilitated by the United Nations, but a comprehensive resolution to the years-long conflict remains elusive. Libya's Prime Minister suspended Foreign Minister Najla Mangoush yesterday and referred her for investigation after Israel said its Foreign Minister Eli Cohen had met her last week, despite the countries not having formal relations. Israel's statement on the meeting, in which it said the ministers had discussed possible cooperation, prompted small protest in Libya, which does not recognize Israel. Libya's foreign ministry said Mangoush had rejected a meeting with representatives of Israel and that what had occurred was an unprepared casual encounter during a meeting at Italy's Foreign Affairs Ministry. The Libyan ministry's statement said the interaction did not include any discussions, agreements, or consultations, and added that the ministry renews its complete and absolute rejection of normalization with Israel. Since 2020, Israel has moved to normalize ties with the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Morocco, and Sudan through the so-called Abraham Accords brokered by the United States. The Taliban government have banned women from visiting the Bande Amir National Park in Bamiyan province. Afghanistan's acting Minister of Virtue and Vice, Muhammad Khalid Hanafi, said women had not been observing hijab inside the park. He called on religious clerics and security agencies to forbid women from entering until a solution was found. Bande Amir is a significant tourist attraction, becoming Afghanistan's first national park in 2009. It is a popular destination for families, and the ban on women attending will prevent many from being able to enjoy the park. Feresta Abbasi of Human Rights Watch noted women had been banned from visiting the park on Women's Equality Day and wrote it was a total disrespect to the women of Afghanistan. The Taliban have a history of implementing bans on women doing certain activities on what it insists is a temporary basis, including preventing them from attending schools in December 2022. The ban on visiting the Bande Amir National Park is the latest in a long list of activities that women have been prevented from doing since the Taliban returned to power in August 2021. Most recently, the Taliban ordered hair and beauty salons in Afghanistan to shut and in mid-July stopped women from sitting the National University entrance exams. As the United Nations warns the war in Sudan could tip the entire region into a humanitarian catastrophe, the country's military ruler visited army bases in Port Sudan yesterday ahead of planned talks with neighboring countries. General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan began his tour earlier this week, the first away from military HQ in the capital Khartoum since an internal conflict broke out in April. The army has been fighting the paramilitary rapid support forces for control of Khartoum and several other cities in the North African country since April 15. UN Aid Chief Martin Griffiths said in a statement on Friday, the conflict threatens to consume the entire country. He said he was concerned about the expansion of fighting in the country's breadbasket, Gezira state just south of Khartoum, where the RSF has made intrusions. A UN Children's Fund spokesperson said he expected a lack of supplies to lead to a spike in child deaths. Susanna Borgs with Medicines Sans Frontiers, who returned to Geneva from the Chad border this week, said refugees had not received food rations in August and inadequate water supplies had prompted some to dig holes. Before wrapping up, here's a look at the top stories once again. 9 chairpersons of the 10 thematic committees of the Parliament to be elected unopposed. Voting to be held for the leadership of Industry Committee. Automated system to schedule hearings at the Supreme Court from today. The newly appointed Chief Justice pledges to complete the appointment of justices. Libya suspends Foreign Minister Najla Mangoush after Israel said its Foreign Minister Eli Cohen had met the Libyan counterpart. And a 10-man Liverpool score a dramatic 2-1 victory against Newcastle United at St James's Park. Manchester City also win with identical scoreline. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good day.